I'm Curt.
I'm Justin.
I'm Raul.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're the Park Geeks.
This is Justin. This is our from Park Geeks. This is going to be our latest outing here with Curt, who has not been here in years. He has not yet seen Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure.
And we're also going to take on what I think is the best roller coaster in Florida, the VelociCoaster, right behind us.
And the one thing that I can't wait for him to see is the Bourne Stuntacular. He was an avid fan of T2 3D,
yep.
So this show has a lot to make up for.
Yep, got a high bar to cross, but we'll see. I'm really happy to be here. It's been several years since I've been out to Orlando, so let's go do this.
Yeah. Here we are at, right now, I think the world-famous VelociCoaster. So, now that you're literally, near a feet permit, what are you expecting from this ride?
Well, it's looking pretty good. I like the twisted track. I know the coaster's got some launches in it, and I love launch coasters. Looks like a few inversions and a top hat ride, so I'm really looking forward to trying this.
Just went on the VelociCoaster, not once but twice, the front row and the back row.
That's right.
So I gotta know, what are your first impressions?
Oh yeah, this is definitely a good ride. This is a good thrill ride. I'm really happy to see that because the first Jurassic Park movie was actually one of my favorite movies of all time. So this is a really nice ride to kind of complement that experience as well, even though it's based on one of the more recent movies, of course. But very good. A couple things to say about it. It's an Intamin brand coaster, so it's similar, same manufacturers like Cheetah Hunt and Maverick over at Cedar Point. Love those rides as well. They improved the restraints. There's no longer the really painful over the shoulder.
Thank goodness.
That they have the other ones. Yes, you experienced that as well. It's just a lap bar. It's really great because you can throw your hands up and have all sorts of fun. The restraint is very comfortable, specifically on the negative G-pops you get on the ride. Some of the restraints really dig into your legs, and I don't like that at all. This one is really comfortable, so I really gotta give them props for improving the restraint system on the car. And of course, the ride itself. Do you have something?
Well, yeah, because also your feet still dangle too, which gives you the idea that you're kind of flying.
Yep. The seats are slightly elevated, so your feet aren't exactly on the floor, which is nice. Unlike like Cheetah Hunt and Maverick, your feet are just flat on the floor.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's like blood rushing to your feet, which is very painful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a plus size guy.
Yeah.
And not to mention the ride itself. It just felt like Universal didn't forget about their thrill seekers.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They cater to all parts of the family, and it's definitely, to me, it's the top park in Islands for sure. And probably the whole resort.
Yep. It definitely fits this park very, very well. I love, it got multiple launches. I love launch coasters like this. It's got good pacing, good variety of inversions. You get to see some of the Velociraptors along the way.
That be kidding. So awesome.
Yeah. And you can have a lot of fun on this ride. You got the top hat element. You got these swooping turns going around.
And of course, it ends with a barrel roll. And I was sitting next to you for that in the front row.
Yeah.
That's where you went, oh okay, oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, because you're right over the water there. It's almost, if I had my hands up, I was going to see you kind of, can I hit the water?
If only they had a Mosasaurus animatronic or something, that'd be so cool. But I know the time maintenance.
Yeah, and this ride has got really good stats. This is the stats say it hits 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which is up there with Maverick, I believe. Not Cheetah Honda is a little bit slower. And this thing's got 4,700 feet of track.
Yeah.
Of those three I mentioned, I'm pretty sure this is the longest one of the three, and it really fits well here. The length is just perfect.
And not to mention too, they also have like this very nice dock here that can just easily help you get there faster.
Yeah.
The aesthetic look is more visually appealing too. And just seeing this menagerie of twisted track is just beautiful.
Yeah, definitely fits here well.
This is a great addition to Islands of Adventure.
Okay, well that wraps up for this ride, so now we're going to be on to the next ride.
Yep.
Hagrid.
We're going to be experiencing in a few moments Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure that has the record-breaking 7 launches for an intimate coaster, and it also is a themed coaster similar to VelociCoaster, where it has different moving elements, animatronic, and you're part of like a storyline within a coaster. And what are you most excited about, Curt?
Well, I want to kind of see how this compares. This ride took over the spot from Dueling Dragons, which is a ride I very much liked. Very sorry to see it go, so we're going to have to see how this stacks up next to it.
Yeah, it's full of surprises. I think this is an experience that is definitely would be the future of family coaches. I think the way it paced itself. So I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
I'm definitely very excited to see what your thoughts on it is, because it's obviously not in the same level of VelociCoaster, but it does have something unique to offer.
Yep.
And I guess, were you ever a fan of like Harry Potter? Like, how much are you to be in the franchise?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed the movies quite a bit. Read the books, very much enjoyed it. So yeah, definitely a good franchise.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see how it all stacks up in a bit once we get riding on this coaster.
All right, let's head to the ride.
Let's see you later.
Finally got on the Hagrid Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
Mouthful.
Yes. It took the place of your dear sweet Dueling Dragons.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions, please?
Well, it's certainly a fun little coaster. You gotta like the thematic elements. You got some animatronics, got multiple launches. It's kind of a fun thing. We got a surprise in towards the middle of the ride. That was really good. Don't see that. There's only one other coaster I know that does that.
Really?
Yeah. For Bolton up at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg.
That was kidding.
Yeah. That was kind of good. Really enjoyed it. It's a top speed is 50 miles an hour.
Yep.
So much a little bit more milder than VelociCoaster, but still a lot of fun. Good length ride. Would have liked a little bit more after the finale there. A little bit more finale to the whole thing. I think would have balanced it out better. Certainly a killer line, that's for sure. It was a 90-minute wait today. We slogged through it.
And we actually got lucky to see and saw the pre-show.
Oh yeah, apparently that doesn't run all the time.
Yeah, because as far for the past 3 years, it wasn't running. Like you would just see Fang just kind of wander out, sniff around, and go back behind the staircase.
Okay.
But it was great to finally get a chance to see it, and the magic from it, because I thought it was just you watch a screen, but no, there's actually more elements to it. So I was glad to finally get a chance to experience that for myself.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw it too. Yeah, my first time through. Yeah.
And would you say this is an okay substitute for Dueling Dragons?
Well, it's certainly a good ride. It's hard to compare the two because kind of apples and oranges. You got one's kind of a inverted looping thrill ride coaster, and this one's a much more milder thing, but fun in its own right. You know, obviously I'd rather have both. If I had a choice, it'd be nice to have both coasters around. Like if they found a way to put Hagrid's like underneath dueling dragons, have the dueling dragons going overhead, and this happening on the ground level underneath.
That'd be really cool.
Since it doesn't have any big hills, you can almost think about maybe doing that somehow. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still going to really miss dueling dragons. Unfortunately, this is not going to take the place of that. But I will definitely ride it when the line is not too bad.
Now, would you say this is a family coaster?
It's a little bit more intense than a family coaster.
I had a feeling about that.
Yeah. I don't think you want to take really young kids, and I don't think you want to take grandma on this ride.
All right, it's time for the Bourne Stuntacular.
Yep. Here we go.
And now it's time for the best ride at the park. All right, what's up, fellow Park Geeks? This is Justin here, and we are at the Bourne Stuntacular. I have been waiting for this man to see this attraction. He was a big fan of T2 3D, so he has quite a bit of reservations about this, don't you?
A little bit, yeah. I think the Terminator 3D ride, Battle Across Time, I think that was about as perfect as an attraction like that can get. I think James Cameron just hit that right out of the park. You had the original cast from Terminator 2, and I should also add that Terminator 2 was very special. It was one of the few times that a sequel was actually better than the first one, and the first Terminator movie was really, really good. So for that one to work, it's just perfect, and James Cameron and all the cast, they hit that one out of the park. I would give the old Battle Across Time, that ride is just a total A+. So going in here, that's going to be a really high bar for them to jump over. But we'll see how it looks. Okay.
It's a really fun attraction. You got a lot of great stunts and lots of good special effects that mix in with the physical element. And I don't want to spoil a lot too much, but you're definitely hoping to be surprised. And I would say you might want to cover your ears a few times.
Okay.
All right, let's go, guys.
Get into it. Woo!
Okay, Curt, you have finally seen the Bourne Stuntacular.
Yep.
What are your first impressions, please?
Okay. Well, that was a pretty good show.
Good.
That was quite an impressive show. The way I have to think about this is in a couple of layers. First of all, on technology of the show, I mean, A+. I mean, the things they were doing, I want that screen in my living room. I really, really do. I was thinking about it, but we're kind of watch movies like this at home. But then you add the moving set pieces that were synchronized to the motion of the screen. That was cool. That was definitely cool. Very impressed by that one that rotated. The first time they did the rotating shot, they had the tower-like thing that rises up and rotates along with the background at the same time. Gives this really great parallax and perspective. That was like right on the money. So you definitely can't beat something like that.
And the kicker is no one's driving them.
Yes, yeah, clearly I looked at the stage beforehand. It's a flat stage. Obviously, it's all trackless vehicle type system, so that's just extremely impressive on the technology. Very much enjoyed that. Now I talk about story. Okay, I do have to be a little negative here on a couple of issues. Just in my opinion, that the Bourne Identity movie franchise is not as strong as Terminator. I think the Terminator was a much better, powerful IP and better to pull you into the story. But this was still pretty good. I do think that the setup for the Terminator Battle Across Time was better, where you're going into the open house for Cyberdyne. That was a much better premise to bring you in. This was kind of, I guess we were kind of a surveillance team was what I got from the pre-show. Is that about right?
Well, basically, like, we're part of the crew that's trying to track Bourne.
Yeah, right. So that's reasonable, a reasonable excuse to get us in there. Not quite as strong as the Cyberdyne open house. I also miss Kimberly Duncan. I mean, everybody loves that character. That is the perfect level of satire for that type of show. I mean, she really set it up great.
Did you appreciate the Easter eggs, though?
Well, I only saw the one that you pointed out, the Connor's Coffee.
There was also Terminated without...
in the pre-show? Yeah. Terminated with... Yes. Yeah, they threw a few things in. So story, I think I'm going to have to give it probably a B. I have to go down on that.
Okay.
You know, the Terminator attraction was much better. That was A+.
There is a reason why Terminator is more remembered in the popular conscience than Bourne. I will give you that.
Yeah, I mean, and and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, they're just perfect in their roles for that movie franchise, and I'm gonna miss that. So I don't know what I'm gonna say there. Anything else you guys want to add?
I just want to say, like you mentioned, the technology aspect is very impressive because the sets are moving by like wireless system. They're basically a ride-less track system. And then the way the actors are performing, because they have to perform at a certain pace, especially the actors who are falling.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, because now these people do fall through a stage. Now you think maybe like it's only like a 3 or 5 foot fall, but these guys are falling from the roof of the stage. So we're talking like what, maybe 15 feet plus through the stage?
Well, yeah, probably 20 by the time you hit the airbag at the bottom.
Yeah, and that gets everybody too. Everyone's like, whoa! And even you were surprised.
Yeah, right, because the guy's falling.
I was like, wait, where'd he go?
Yeah.
And I know you also got a bit of a chuckle with the water effects as well.
Right. Yeah, that was a nice little thing, little touch they threw in there.
And of course, you can never go wrong with pyro.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Now, there's a couple of thoughts occurred to me while I was watching this. One was, I think the Indiana Jones stunt show over at Disney Studios, that's going to kind of look long in the tooth after this. It doesn't quite hold up compared to this level of technology. The second thing was another dig at Disney here, is that if you've seen the videos of the climax scene in the Star Wars hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel.
Oh boy.
Yeah, where Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting out. And then you look at this. That stuff looks really like, the commenters I've seen criticizing that say, yeah, that looks like the Star Wars hotel. The finale looks like worse than medieval times, which I think I would agree with. It looked pretty bad as far as stunt show. Now, this type of thing is what they should have had at the Galactic Star Cruiser. Now, if this was there, that would be something. That would start to approach the ridiculous price tag for that hotel stay. And that's the other part that is, oh yeah, this is what they should have done.
The other thing too that I'm glad that they did is that when Raul first showed me this attraction, it was already amazing, but the actors had to wear the face masks. Well, it's been a couple years. The masks are now gone because the whole point of the illusion is that you don't know who or what is exactly on stage. But when you see people who have a mask and the people who don't, you know who's on stage. So now that they've gotten rid of that, the illusion is complete. It's back. You don't know who's who anymore. Yeah. So overall, would you say it may not be as good of a movie as Terminator,
no,
but would you say this is at least a good substitute?
It's a reasonable substitute. I mean, like I said at the beginning, the Terminator Battle Across Time, that gets an A+. I think this is somewhere in the A- range. I think I'd say overall. I think if the Bourne property was a bit more better IP, a little bit more involving movie as Terminator, I think it would probably be up there more. But this is, I mean, the new technology really sells it. The things they can do in there.
All right, keep in mind, people, this is just first impressions. You're going to find out the final thoughts on the Curt's first episode of Park Geeks. So stay tuned for that.
All right.
Now let's enjoy the rest of the day.
Yep.
All right, our time at Universal and Islands of Adventure has come to an end.
Yep.
We finally got this man on all the rides he's missed out on throughout the pandemic.
It was awesome.
And you got some thinking to do, don't you?
Yeah, but they're all good rides. It's going to be a tough choice to figure out which one's the best. But they all have their pluses and minuses.
Yes,
Enjoying
they
all
do.
of them.
We're definitely going to decide and talk about our favorites in our day in the park in general, so looking forward to that, and looking forward to the future of Universal in general. It's going to be one fun decade. I mean, all these recent rides we've been on and attractions, top of the line, top notch, and even some if you see around, the world. Like, it's crazy to see what this company has done, and, I can't wait to see more.
Absolutely.
So, looking forward to Epic Universe and more to come.
And be sure to check out our first impressions video on the new Icebreaker coaster over at SeaWorld. And until then, this is the Park Geeks signing out.
Yep.
Let's go Spider-Man.
Awesome.